Hello lovely friends, here's a sneak peek of this mystery mixed media galaxy pour with spray painted planets and stars. I've got a collab with my lovely friend Kim today. I'm creating a gift for her. Now I know that she's creating a gift for me as well, but I have no idea about it and she doesn't have any idea about this one, so it's going to be a complete surprise and I can't wait. So I thought about the things that Kim really liked and what she's mentioned as far as the paintings she's enjoyed of mine or the colour palettes, and just listen to her talking about her favourite plants and things. So getting a real sense of what her personal choices are and how she likes to enjoy colour. And I just thought I really want to do a galaxy pour today, so that's what I'm doing. And I've just got this lovely brand new canvas. I wanted to do a deep edge canvas because for me with fluid art I just love the idea of the fluid just pouring down the canvas and the spray paint. It gives it a real generous edge to a painting. So I'm just now covering all the sides using my trusty duct tape. Now this is quite an interesting process because you want to get all the sides covered and just taking it in by say 1/2 mil on the sides, so you've got a nice ending where the paint meets the canvas. So I'm literally just cutting off just what I need and then using my hands to smooth down the tape. And this is going to be the back of the canvas where I get my D-rings together and my cord and give it a backing so she can hang it wherever she likes. And first of all I'd like to know which way she wants it hung. So that's another reason why I'm holding off this at the end of the painting. So now I've got my fresh canvas all ready. I've chosen the base paint, and I remember her saying a little while ago, and Betty actually from Oak by Bettina, lovely Betty, they both mentioned that they'd like to see a base with a darker midnight blue rather than a black base. And I know that Kim adores blues, so I've got this lovely blue mixed up. This is a mixture of aquamarine blue and just a little bit of black. So I've mixed them together and I've got a lovely consistency, and I've used my Floetrol or my Oetrol and my Liquitex pouring medium. That's a gloss pouring medium. So this is one of my favourite blues now. It's iridescent blue green, and I'm putting it in 2 parts of the painting because I want to create 2 dynamic opposing sides to this planetary pour. Remember Kim saying that she loves blues, and when she sees a blue in a painting she's really drawn by that, but she also likes a little smidgen of purple and pink as well, and she likes a bit of gold and a bit of copper. So I'm using all of these colours and I'm layering them in such a way that blue is going to be the star of the show. And look at those blues there. I've got 4 blues today, and my gold, pink, purple and copper, which I'm just adding a little bit of. So as I go along adding the layers of blue, I know that I want to have the blue at the top, the most dominant blue colour. That sky blue is one of my favourites by Amsterdam as well. And I've got 2 iridescent paints today. Iridescent paints, I've got my blue green by Pebeo, and I've got my Show Pony by TLP. They shimmer like anything if you've ever used the TLP pigments. So you can begin to see there's a slight difference in colour with the 2 parts of this galaxy. And I'm using some white just to bring out the colours and to highlight the metallics. So just enjoy this part of the process for a while, and I'll come back shortly as I tilt the canvas. I'm just going to be adding at the end of this point here the rest of the base paint around these colours and then stretch it out. So I'll come back shortly after I've used my palette knife to swipe through these colours and see what comes to the surface. So the rest of the pillow paint now is just being put down, and the pillow paint there is so that the rest of the colours can move along it. So I'm just going to tease the colours over the edge now. I've got plenty of paint on there, and one of my students today was just saying, what about the waste of paint? I thought, you know what, in each video I think I'm going to mention what I do with the drips. So I tend to make enough paint mixture to cover the canvas and a bit more in case you make mistakes or in case you want to add some more. And all of the drips I collect at the end, and I try to keep them separate, and then I use them again for another pour. Now, one of the ladies was saying, but don't they just turn into a muddy brown or into a dirty colour? Yes, that can be the case, but if you add black or if you add white or if you add different colours, you can make them into a nice colour. And often the drips make beautiful new colours for other pours as a base pillow. Now then, sometimes with the waste of the paint as well, it's actually not as wasteful as you think, because you add quite a lot of water to your mixes, and so if you think of normal acrylic painting, you're actually using a bit less in some instances. So now I've finished tilting, and I'm going to put that canvas to one side just where I collect those drips. Now I'm going to use my torch. I'm just getting rid of all those air bubbles, and it's ready to put to one side and let it dry. I really love this piece just as it is, and at the same time I could see how adding planets to it would make it a beautiful painting too. I also could see where I wanted to put the planets, so I felt really excited by this piece. So now I've got my spray paints ready. It's all dried. I've left it for a few days. It's warm at the moment in the UK, and paintings this size are drying in a couple of days. Really, really dry. So I've got my colours. I've got my violet, pink, blue, white and black. Now I want to use blue predominantly, with only a little bit of the purple hue, and the blue is a glossy blue, and that pink that I'm using as well is a pearl pink. It's a beautiful colour. So just shaking up the paints now, getting them ready. I've got my mask on, I've got my gloves on, and I'm outside as well. So taking all the safety precautions for spray painting. And now I'm just intuitively going around the canvas, adding a blue hue to the outsides. Now don't worry if you get worried about me covering it too much or using a rag to remove some of the paint. It's a process, and it's something I do repeatedly until I get the layering of the spray paints. So at the moment I'm thinking there's too much on the left, but I don't want to smudge that bit because you have to start again, whereas where the painting is already dried and the colours are there already layered, you can more easily go over it. But if you try and get the white off where the background looks dark midnight blue black, you'll smudge it and have to start again. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So just to say in a different way, when you've got a dried painting, it's much easier to rub off the spray paint on the bits that are already painted and dried. So try not to do that on the bits that are on the other parts of the painting. And it doesn't matter if you do that, because you can build it up with other coloured spray paints. What I wanted to do was I wanted to keep a lot of the iridescence, so that's why I'm repeatedly wiping over the bits that I want to keep. And what I did just there was I was rubbing away any spray paint that got on where I want to place the planet. So I've got my stencil and I've covered it with duct tape and I've stuck it down. What I've done to stick it down, because even though the duct tape's good, after a while it wears off, so I either replace the duct tape and or I use a sticky spray, which you can get from a lot of hardware stores or Amazon. I stick it on the back of that, and 30 seconds later you can then use it and stick it down. Use my white just to get that shadow in the planet, and then the other side of it I've left for now. I'm going to come back a bit later and spray it slightly black and slightly blue. I want a blue planet today, so there it is. Can you see? And I've used the white only on the star. Again, the star, doing it at this stage, will get a bit covered in spray paint, so I'm going to go over it very slightly because it's all part of creating that star-dusty look. Can you see on the left hand side I've been using some blue spray paint, and I'm really carefully, because this is sped up, using the white rag, which is dipped in some water, very tiny bit of water, just so it's damp. I'm going over again just to keep that colour from underneath coming up to the surface. So I'm keeping that iridescence, I'm keeping that stuff that I want to keep. So at this point you can be really quite choosy about which bits you want to keep and which bits you're quite happy just to go fade into that galaxy, giving it that really authentic look. So I'm building up the spray paints now to get the blue base with some white stardust on top. I was looking into stardust, and stardust, as you'd probably expect, is a refraction of light. It's a combination of colours, it's not just one colour. So if it was a cooler colour it might be white or blue, if it's a hotter colour it might be red or orange, and they've all got different temperatures in the galaxy, and depending on which stars are passing through which stars, they then also interact with each other. It's fascinating. You know, when we look at nature and light and colour, there's so much. It's just infinity, isn't it? The amount of possibilities that are out there, and as far as you can use colour and how you can try and make an abstract painting in your perception of colour. And when you're doing it for someone else, because this is a gift for my lovely friend Kim, I really wanted to do the colours that I feel that she loves, so I really hope that she likes this piece. Now the planet's in place, and I haven't showed this bit, but at the end I hope I've got several hours of footage for doing the different stages of this process. I ended up moving that planet at the top down because I was wondering why it wasn't quite fitting, it wasn't quite coming into or creating the image that I really wanted to, and it was too far up to the canvas, and it wasn't a bright enough planet for me for this particular painting. And at the same time I wanted certain strands of blue going through the planet, so you'll see that at the end. So I'm just going to leave you for a moment just to enjoy a bit of music, and I'll come back towards the end to show you the wet and the dried result. Or in this weather the painting dries really quick, and spray paint does tend to dry quite quickly. So I've been influenced a lot by what Kim's favourite colours are with different things. So her favourite tree is the jacaranda tree, and that's got a beautiful purple colour. I've got a picture of that at the beginning of this video. It's a beautiful tree, grows in Arizona. And there's a sakura let me get that right, Sakuaro cactus flower, which is also another beautiful sort of purpley blue colour. I've really tried to use these influences from the nature that she loves in this pour today, and also her little princess, her little fur baby Acorn, who's the most gorgeous little girl. She's trying to get her into the pour at the moment to help her cool down in the Arizona weather, and she's on this beautiful pink and purple chair. I've put the pictures at the beginning of this video, and I just wanted to use these influences on the painting today as well. And in the words of one of Kim's favourite poems, remember, you are made of light and wonder. What beautiful words. Such a reminder, isn't it, of how creative we are and how each one of us has a light within us which sparks off a thought to be creative, and in whichever way we choose. I love it when people give me requests for paintings, either colour palettes or styles, and as I go into my mixed media on this journey, I love having you all with me, so thank you so much. If you'd like to see more of these types of videos, please do let me know, and if you get inspired by this painting, please do mention me on social media in some way and tag me or copy me in. And thank you so much to those people who do that already. I love to mention people when they inspire me. I get inspired so often. So I'm just finishing off the star now, and you can see the planet is exactly how I wanted it. It's got white on one side and blue. I wanted that sort of bluish planet look, and here's the finished result. I just want to know if Kim wants this varnished in matte or in gloss. This has been such a wonderful, fun collaboration today with Kim from Kim's Creations. Go and check out her channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much, Kim, and I can't wait to see what you have created today. I really hope Kim loves this piece and it's winging its way, this gift for my lovely friend, all the way to Arizona. The link for Kim's creation will be in the description below. If you've enjoyed this mixed media and you'd like to see more, please do subscribe. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you so much for being here today. Let's go and see what Kim's created. Bye.